Hi everyone, this is a quick example of how you can calculate a very simple example of revenue recognition. So again, revenue recognition occurs when a product or service is delivered. So for this example, we're dealing with a company that provides a subscription. Right. And so when you sell a subscription, you can only recognize a percentage of the total amount of the subscription over the course of the months that the subscription is good for. So in this example, we're dealing with a subscription that costs $120 for 6 months. And in the first 6 months, you sell 10 subscriptions. Right, so now what I want to do is I want to fill in what my revenue recognition will be for each of the months and what goes into deferred revenue on the balance sheet. So to simplify things, I want to come down to the subscription amount and I want to type in $120 so I know that that's what the total amount of each subscription is. And as stated up here in the assumptions, I'm selling 10 subscriptions for a total of 6 months. And so if I wanted to know what my total revenue would be, I would take 120 and I would multiply that by the 10 subscriptions. So my total revenue will be $1,200, right? But I can't put that $1,200 in January because it's over the duration of 6 months. So how do I figure out what my monthly revenue will be? Well, I'm going to take my $120 and I'm going to divide that by the duration of the subscription, which is 6 months. And I know that I have 10 sales each month. And so I'm going to take that $20 and I'm going to multiply that by the 10 subscriptions. So for each month, I can recognize $200, right? Because it's total of 120, but I can only recognize 1 month's worth of that. So for January, I can recognize my $200 here, and in February, 200, and in March, 200, and April, same thing. And you can absolute these figures if you want and click and drag everything over. And then just to show you here, here's my total of 1,200, which matches my 1,200 here. So in my deferred revenue, it's basically my total revenue of 1,200 minus what I was able to recognize in the month of January. So my deferred revenue is $1,000. And every single month, I'm taking money out of the deferred revenue and I'm putting it up in revenue. So now in February, from the $1,000 equals 1,000, I'm going to minus the 200 that I put up in revenue. And now I have 800 in deferred revenue. And then I'm going to do the same for March. I have 800 in deferred revenue and I have the 200 that I booked in March. So notice that everything in the deferred revenue is going down and you want this number to come out to 0 so that you know you've taken all of the deferred revenue and have recognized it over the 6-month period. So I'm going to take the 600 and I'm going to minus out the 200 in April and the 400 and minus out the 200 in May. And then finally, I get to the 200 minus the 200, which means all of my deferred revenue is now being recognized over the course of the 6 months.